Hello, my friend. So, if you're watching this video, something significant has left your life, or perhaps you feel you're on the verge of something significant leaving your life. So, I'm going to share a few reflections and perspectives to assist you during this transition time in your life. Because every single one of us who is an alchemist of our lives, who is someone who is moving through and making deliberate choices on living as who we truly are, will find ourselves going through cycles of change and transformation. This is very par for the course in life. But it can be really helpful to have reminders. And if you're seeing this message, it's my belief and perception that we see messages, we connect with people, beings, reflections that are resonating on some level with something within us. So, in other words, if you are seeing this message, there is a level of coherence here. And so I invite you to listen. And as they say, take what resonates and leave the rest. When things leave our life, we will sometimes attempt to chase them and hold on to them. We will sometimes allow them to go. Sometimes it can feel challenging to discern when it's time to fight for something or when it's time to let it go. In my own life, there are many things, many people, many relationships that have come and gone. Some that I have held very dearly. I have grieved over some of the deep, deep connections in my life. I have had jobs end, businesses end. I have had loves complete, friendships end. And sometimes it felt very easeful for me to allow it to go, and sometimes it felt challenging. Sometimes the most challenging ones are the ones that we didn't feel ready to let go of. And on some level, we felt that situation, that relationship, that experience was providing something for us. A lot of times when we have a hard time letting go of something, it's because on some level we have assigned some form of self-worth or power or a feeling that that experience helps us be more complete in who we are. So in other words, if it's a lover, perhaps the ending of that relationship, perhaps you may feel less love-worthy or less lovable. Or perhaps when a job ends, a lot of times when a job or career ends or shifts, people can go through identity crises because you have attached so much of your perception of who you are to that job, to that experience. And so when these relationships and when these jobs, when these things shift and change, we're sometimes faced with a void, with a hole, like a black hole, a seeming emptiness that confronts us with ourselves. And if there are things in our lives that we have put off, so an example might be for myself, in certain jobs or certain businesses I've had, I have felt, okay, well, I'm very successful here, so this means that I feel much more safe facing others or feeling like it pads levels of my insecurity. However, when those jobs or businesses would shift or change or complete or end, then all the feelings that I had hidden behind having that very specific situation came forward again. within myself to be investigated, to be completed and acknowledged. In other words, sometimes we hide or delay certain feelings behind relationships or situations. You know, sometimes people make jokes about that, right? Like, if a person feels they are lacking in one area of their life, perhaps they make a very big purchase to try and appear to compensate for that. And many of us do that, have done that, in big ways and small ways. And so it's understandable when things are being let go of, when you're moving on, when things are changing in your life, for there to be a level of discomfort, for there to be a level of potential grasping. So how do you know whether or not to, as we were stating a little earlier, let the thing go or to keep going on? For myself, the way that I attune is, as I've said many times before, I get very clear on what my values are within myself. And for me, this is a regular practice that I do. But it can help to reevaluate your values every once in a while. Perhaps, you know, if you're feeling very ambitious about it, once a month, or you could do it quarterly, you know, do it every 3 or 4 months. See where you stand with these things. And what I have found for myself is, whenever a situation is changing, rather than chasing after the external elements of the situation, I reaffirm what I am committed to on the inside. And then if I am unsure of the step to make, I ask myself, what choice would I make here if I'm in complete alignment with my integrity, my values, and what is the most loving choice based off of that for everyone involved, to the best of our abilities. This is not about trying to force scenarios or not, but when I align myself, when I continue to reaffirm and commit to my inner values, you start to get quick gut responses on what steps to take and what steps not to take. Everything I describe in aligning yourself with your true north is a committed act of living your life in a way where all your actions, big and small, become the accumulation of your life experience. In other words, we don't live in a way where the ends justify the means. In other words, if you need to bend yourself out of shape, if you need to break your values or do something in order to chase that over there, or in order to have that relationship or that certain job, or etc., then perhaps it's an opportunity for you to say, well, is that job or relationship or situation really mine? Even if 80% of it's good, if 20% of it is going directly against your values, if it is not in alignment with who you say is the most important you to be, then perhaps that situation, person, thing, shifting, changing, leaving, whatever it is quite a resonant step for you. And I know from firsthand experience, it doesn't always feel that way in the time. I used to get very grumpy at people who would tell me, it's a blessing in disguise. All right, well, many blessings to you. If you're watching this video, and especially if you're at this point, I perceive you as someone who has a lot of inner stamina, who has a lot of ability to be resilient, and that you've likely gone through a lot of challenging times. So if you've reached this point in the video, then I'll say to you, not only are you in the right place at the right time, but you are making choices that truly honor your integrity. The life that you get to lead when you truly honor your values and integrity is beyond anything that I will describe with words at this time. But from everything that I can feel within me, at least for myself, it's the only life worth living. And what I mean by that is each of us has that version of life worth living. And when we dare to walk in this way in life, even through the challenges and the unknowns, something truly profound happens. I'm getting goosebumps just feeling into it. And so, I'm going to close today with this. It's from my journal. It has, when I write in my journal, I will sometimes write messages to my future self, to my past self, to my present self. And at the moment, I felt inspired to share with you the instructions if you would like to try this. Breathe 10 times. Affirm your gratitude. Offer universal balance and then listen. I align myself with universal balance and the wisdom of right action. I am ready to transmute any attachment or fear that is no longer resonant for me to focus on. And then I invite you to keep breathing. This video has been of service to you. I invite you to subscribe, to like it, to pass it on. I look forward to continuing to share with you not only my journey and the things that I find, but the perspectives that I perceive will help you as you continue along your path. We are very empowered beings, and we got this.